Hello everyone and welcome to the latest instalment of Java with Jake. Now we've got a very special guest on today. We've got our lead developer Jonathan that has so kindly joined us. He's put down his headphones, he's gotten away from his computer to stop all the great coding that he does on a day-to-day basis. Jonathan, welcome to the program.
Yeah, good to be here.
Great to have you as always. Now Jonathan, when I first started in the company, I've heard of software development, I'd heard of web development. What exactly do you do here at PWD?
Well, as the lead developer, I work with an awesome team here. There's 5 of us in total, and we each have our strengths in coding and front-end development, making the site look pretty and look really good, and mobile responsive. We have a content editor as well. So what do? I make sure the projects run smooth, working with the account management team and the design team, and at times consulting with sales and everything, just to make sure that the project is put together and flows smoothly from beginning to end, and that sort of thing. And I do get in there and code. People think I do less coding nowadays than I used to, but I love the code, and I get in there on helping architect any specialized software that's required, and actually getting my hands dirty with the heavy coding where it's needed, to support the younger developers. Yep.
Like for example, my experience with you a lot of the time is if a client's website is ready to go live, all the development, it's been audited to make sure everything is running smoothly, as you did say. What essentially goes into a go live if you're wanting to get a website up and running and you're wanting to get it going? What do you actually do there?
Well, we have so once it's finished with the core development, it gets reviewed, and the account managers review it with the client. And once the client's approved everything to go live, we have our pre-go live checks, making sure all the forms are working and all of that. And from there, it's a matter of setting up the hosting accounts and pushing the site over. And then we have our post-go live checks, making sure that the site's optimized and everything runs smooth from there. So we've part of what I've done here with the team is to put together the whole set of procedures and everything, make sure that it runs as smoothly as possible. As with anything, there's always room for improvements, and where we can, we just we add that to the checklist.
Brilliant. Now, Jono, that was obviously a brief insight to what you do here at PWD, but take us back to young Jonathan Huckabee, the 18-year-old carefree Jonathan. What got you into software or web development as a whole? Well,
originally I started coding in '84, so I'm one of the old guys, the old guard, was there before the internet, working on the early systems and coding, and I just liked the I could input commands, I could write software and make the machine do what I wanted it to a certain degree, and made games and things and things like that. But I actually studied music, and it's interesting is that a lot of programmers are actually musicians as well, because there's a lot of structure in music and there's a lot of structure in code. But yeah, I started programming for the internet, web development. It's a little different than software development. Similar, you're writing code, but the discipline's a bit different. But in '96 I built the first web pages and just got hooked on there and was able to help my friends with their businesses, and it just grew from there. So I love the dynamic and constantly changing scope of web projects versus software development, where like you're building this application and it's going to run for 2 years and you're working on just one thing. So agency life is exactly where I get the being able to help the customer finish a project, watch it work, for other people. So it's really a service helping business.
So you've obviously grown over time in a few different roles, and in your spare time, it'd be I'd be disappointed myself if I didn't mention the game that you're currently creating. And I know Scott, one of our very good friends here at the agency, we love playing Squirrel Magedon. So a little plug for Jono's game that he created about radioactive squirrels that
have taken over the planet.
They've taken over the planet. So obviously you've got the talent to make games like that fun and interactive. Is that more of a side hustle, or do you want to kind of make something out of that?
It's something else, you know, because yeah, you have your work life, you're doing, you know, the same thing, well, not the same thing, but web development, things like that. And there's always something on the side that, you know, most people that are working, you know, have, you know, I like games, and I started making games when I was really young, and now that I'm older, it's like, you know what, I never actually finished a game, you know, and I had this idea for years, and I thought it would be silly, threw it together, played it with some friends, and we just laughed and said, let's, you know, make this game. So it's kind of silly.
A bit of fun in coding, yeah. And on the side, obviously, it's good to have some enjoyment outside of work as well. And I suppose that leads me to my next question. Obviously, over the years, as I said, you've worked for a few different industries and different companies, and you're now here at PWD as the lead developer. How does PWD as an agency with web development differ from any of the other previous roles across your years?
I spent most of the time from like the 90s till, you know, mid 2010, you know, as an independent, you know, boutique developer, you know, running my own projects. The biggest thing here is that the teamwork, you know, actually working in a team where instead of me having to do everything from the consulting all the way through, while I do a lot of consulting here, everyone's sort of, you know, from sales through to account management to design through to development. We have these teams of just amazing people with amazing, you know, input and insight, and working with a team is so much better than working for yourself. You know, and you know, great things come of it. We've been doing some just awesome things here over the past 2 years that I've been here, and it's exciting. So
exactly right. I suppose
it's really cool.
The streamlined process of us getting the project, getting it designed, but then getting into the nitty-gritty of actually bringing the site to life. And I suppose it's a really rewarding part, is from my account management perspective, looking at a customer's, you know, dream. This is their brand, and seeing, you know, the functionality and being able to interact with the website. Must be a kind of a rewarding experience for you.
Yeah, that's why I do it. I'm here to help, and you know, if we can help the customer, you know, achieve their goals, and that's what it's about. Rather than producing a product that someone else goes and sells or whatnot, we're producing a business tool, something that's actually going to help, is going to change their lives, their employees' lives. You know, their success is our success. You know, so that's the goal.
Exactly right. Look, very brief insight into what our lead developer does here at PWD and the development team as a whole. Great episode, John. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the next episode of Jug with Jay. Cheers. Simple.
Nice plug for the game. I can't believe you plugged the game in there. Yeah. Oops, I'm walking away with the microphone. Oh no, did I almost broke something?
These days, people are so consumed with their own problems, they don't even look down, notice something wasn't right. That squirrel look all right to you? Nah, man, it's just a squirrel. We didn't know. We didn't understand. We realized we didn't have a chance. The first wave was wiped out one day. We didn't understand. They started to work together. They must have had like a hive mind or something. Something wasn't right. They weren't right. All this time we were worried about the enemy above. We should have looked in our own backyard. This is our world, and we're taking it back.